Hey scholars, this is our next lesson after we've just finished main idea, and we're going to be talking about reading informational books or things about history, historical things, or even science things, and focusing on time and sequence. Okay, now I know you talk about time in math class, okay, and so time is of course like a specific time, as in we go outside at 11:15, we leave school at 1:30. Those are times, but time can also just mean it goes in order, okay? And we've learned the word sequence before. When we think about sequence, we think about the word first, or in the beginning, the middle, and the end. All right, so at the end of this lesson, your I can statement is going to be that you can describe the relationships between a series of historical events, scientific ideas, or concepts, okay? And you will be using that language that we use when we think about the word sequence. And we'll talk about that here in a second. So let's look at the first page. This is in your packet. So my face-to-face scholars, this is in your folder, and my remote scholars, this packet was delivered to you either at the drive-through or Miss Esther dropped it off at your house. So let's come right here to our first paragraph, okay? Events in history are usually told in order in which they happen, or in time order, okay? Events can also happen in a sequence. Sequence shows how one thing leads to another, but not necessarily over time. It helps to look for signal words that give us clues about time, order, and sequence. So signal words are like clues, okay? And some of those clues are first, next, and finally. Some other words that we can focus on too are then, now, after, while, and when. Okay, so let's look right here at this little picture. So it says, first, in 1000 EC, the Vikings got ready to sail across the ocean. Then they sailed across the Atlantic Ocean. Finally, the Vikings arrived in North America. So I want you to pause your video and do this part. It says, circle the signal words in the cartoon that help you understand the order of the events as they happened in time. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video and go back to the cartoon and circle those signal words. Okay, so you should have circled first, then, and finally. So this tells us the order. Now, let's read the chart below to see how we can keep track of the order in which events happen, okay? All right, so look right here. It says, the Vikings sailed to North America. First, in 1000 CE, the Vikings got ready to sail across the ocean. They sailed for about 3 months across the ocean. And then, finally, the Vikings arrived in North America. Good readers recognize the time order and sequence of events in a passage so they can keep track of when these events happened. When you learn to identify signal words, you won't mix up the time order or sequence in which things happen. Okay, so we're going to go to the next slide on this Nearpod, and you're going to watch a quick video about signal words.